Hey everyone, and welcome back to another World of Warcraft Legion beta video. Today I'm going to be going over yet more improvements to the World of Warcraft user interface. Now previously I did a video that covered the 10 of them, I think it was around 10, that were implemented at the time of that video's recording, but since that was recorded, a number of new ones, which are really quite nice, have made it into the game. So let's just get right into it and start off with cave entrances and exits on the minimap. Now I first noticed this when I was roaming around High Mountain. I wanted to get from point A to B. Just that was through a mountain. I hovered the mouse over a cave system, and what I found is that on the world map, the entrance and exit location of that cave were actually marked for me, which is a lot more convenient when you're trying to get around the world. Hopefully this is something that is fully implemented into all of the WoW maps at some point in time, because I think it's a great quality of life feature. An extremely handy quality of life increase is what they've done to any spells which have a ground effect target. The best example of this is Heroic Leap. So you're trying to Heroic Leap, you want to Heroic Leap as far as you possibly can, but that means you need to aim specifically with your mouse to this particular little area. Well, now in Legion, it will just clamp it to its maximum distance. So if you want to Heroic Leap really far away, you hit your hotkey, you move your mouse as far away from your character in the right direction as you want, and you just click and your character will jump. And yeah, just for any sort of ground effect ability, absolutely dead handy. Next up, searchable achievements. Yep, it's finally happened. There is finally search functionality for the achievement window. It's about damn time. That thing has existed since Wrath of the Lich King, and we have not been able to search it. Well, now you can search it. That's extremely handy. There's nothing else to say here, but I'm glad they finally got around to it. Next, they've done another pass on health and resource bars such that they have quite a nice smooth movement. Essentially, the way it works is that the amount that you, the amount of health you use, the amount of mana, whatever that you spend, instantly kind of appears in a shaded color, and then you see the actual bar sort of animate down towards that point. It's a way of doing things that I actually think does look quite nice. It doesn't hurt the amount of information that you're actually getting either. So overall, I think it's a nice little thing which increases the production values of WoW. Another one which I really like is that the camera is no longer colliding with water. So you know when you're running around on water in-game and whenever you sort of pan the camera, it gets stuck in the water, which sometimes you might want, but more often than not, in my experience, that's not really the behavior that I want. The camera no longer basically collides with water, so there's just that smooth, non-jarring camera movement the entire way through. It's a change that I like, and hopefully it's something that can be toggled in-game because perhaps some people might like it the older way. Next, we've got the loot panel. This is a new section for the Dungeon Journal interface, which shows you some bits of key loot. Right now, it has two different sort of toggles. The first one is to survey the legendary items that are available in Legion, and the second toggle is to look at a number of gear sets that you can look after. That's kind of handy. Okay, it's not like having Atlas loot built into the default UI, but if, you want to check out some of the equipment that you'll be trying to chase after in Legion, it's a nice little addition. Next, we have a new form of visual effect for procs. This is not something that's an option, it's just an effect that is being used by some things. I've seen it fire off some trinket procs, I've seen it fire off some cooldown abilities. Basically, your character kind of it just changes like the color tint of your entire character. I should really find a better way to do that. It's kind of like they just sort of apply a different shader around the outside of your character. In-game, you're always looking at your character's feet, so if a trinket was to proc and you know the color of the trinket proc, and this is a little bit more noticeable in my opinion than, say, your weapon, sparking or lighting up or something. So yeah, there you go, a new form of visual effect that they seem to be using for some things. Next, we've got the new Profession UI. Basically, it's just way better in just about every way, which is really about damn time because the old one was severely lacking. This is twice as wide, which means a lot more information. You're able to have a lot more in terms of your filtering, your searching. You can look at all of your unlearned things, your learned things, and really just get down into it. You can compile a list of favorites, so the things that you regularly craft will always be at your fingertips. This is stuff that a lot of add-ons have been doing for a while, but again, it's always nice to see that functionality come into the base UI of the game. Next, this isn't really a user interface thing, but it does involve a user interface, and that is that they have expanded what is counted in the game as a toy, and therefore something that is put into the toy box in your collections panel. What does this mean overall? Well, it means that there will be more things that right now are sitting in your bags. More of those will be shifted into the toy box in Legion, which means they can just be keybound to something or whatever. Essentially, it saves your bag space, and that's always a good thing. Blizzard have also taken a look at the world map, and they have added in locations for dungeons and raids. They basically just appear as their own specific kind of icon. This is really nice because previously you would have to go to a dungeon or a raid, and well, you probably ended up knowing where the raids were, but there was the odd dungeon where you weren't necessarily sure of its exact position. Well, that is now a problem of the past and something that is baked in to the default UI. Alright everyone, that is it for this look at the new Legion UI functionality. If you want to check out more stuff similar to this, then check out the first video that I did on this topic. It's pretty late on in the beta now, so I think it's unlikely that we'll see a large amount of sort of new UI features sneak into the game. One thing I would like to say is it would be nice if Blizzard would develop some more kind of like add-on-ish functions into the game. I think it would be really good if, they were able to just let you customize your action bars or just do little things like that with the base UI. I know that add-ons mean that they don't have to, but should someone really have to go and download a third-party bit of code to do something? I'm not particularly sure that they should, so it would be nice to see them do things like that. Anyway, we'll take what we can get, and certainly they have given us some nice improvements. So, that's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments or via Twitter. And with that, I'll see you next time.